welcome to the Total Country Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Total Country Podcast. My name's Kevin Angel and thanks for joining me today. Brought to you this week with thanks to the team at Randy's Wing Bar, voted #1 wing restaurant in Europe. Do go check out the Total Country Podcast social media pages now for your chance to win one of their recently launched cook-at-home kits, available UK-wide. It doesn't matter where you are, you can now bring the taste of Randy's wings to your home. You can win the chance to get your own cook-at-home kit, as well as a bottle of their delicious old-fashioned made by the folks over at Buffalo Trace. Randy's kindly sent me the kit to try, and it is genuinely delicious. The wings are crispy, you smother them in buffalo sauce, and then cover them in blue cheese. You just put it over the top, and wow, and the old-fashioned, just God bless Buffalo Trace is all I can say. Do go check out our social media pages for more information to buy your own cook-at-home kit right now. Go to randyswingbar.co.uk. This competition is open to UK listeners only. Right, on with today's show. My guest today is the phenomenal Abby Anderson. Abby hails from Southlake, Texas and moved to Nashville to pursue her dreams at just 17. After working venues across the town whilst being a nanny, she finally got a label deal in 2017, signing with Black River Entertainment. Her single, the truly brilliant Making Weight, was released in April 2018, and this delivered Abby the attention she deserves. That year she made her debut at the Grand Ole Opry. The success of this track put her on the CMT 18 for 2018 listening list. She was recognised by Pandora as a country artist to watch, and she was included on CMT's Next Women of Country class of 2018. She's a huge fan of UK fans, as you'll hear in the interview, and won hearts when she first came over for C2C in 2019 and had a main stage opening slot due for this year, but as we all know, this was sadly cancelled due to COVID. Abby has a string of absolute tunes, including songs like Guys Like You, Good Lord, and the recently released I'll Still Love You. Her new single, We Go Together Like, is an upbeat slice of country pop and has a huge sing-along potential. So here we go. Here's my sit down with the super bubbly, super lovely, super energetic Abby Anderson. So I'm joined by Abby Anderson now. Abby, how are things? How are you?
Things are good. Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for coming on. How's quarantine been? I've got to ask. We've got to get out of the way.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Honestly, I feel like the first 2 months were fun. The first 2 months, I was like, because I think they were fun because I think a lot of people thought it was only going to last 2 months, or less than that. So at first I was just watching movies and TV and just having a little home vacay, staycay, right? And then it kept going longer and longer, and now it's still okay. Like I still realize I have it better than a lot of people in the world right now. Like I'm counting my blessings, and I am so ready to play a dang show. I'm driving myself crazy. I'm driving my man crazy that he probably wants me on the road too, and I'm just ready to. My goodness.
Are you still back home, or are you back in Nashville again?
I'm back home. Yeah, I'm in Nashville. Yeah.
Good. So, I mean, you've been super busy on social media, though, haven't you? You've been loving the Instagram lives. You've done a few charity live streams.
I've been trying to, Kevin, that's the thing. And I talk to my management about this, too. I'm like, I need to stay busy, and I got to stay creative. And maybe you're the same way, but I've just noticed if I'm consuming more than I create, I just get really sad. And so I gotta stay in creation mode.
Have you done any wedding planning yet, or?
Oh yes. Oh, hey, you know what? That has been the blessing. There's been a lot of blessings in this year, but I got engaged, so that's a cool thing. Like I did it. If I can do it, you can do it. There's hope for us all if someone wants to spend the rest of their life with me. So, no, we got engaged, and that's been the beautiful thing is first of all, I've never gotten to spend this much time with my fiance Tyler as this. Like usually our whole relationship has been weekends where we could find them, right, when I wasn't touring. And we've had like almost 6 solid months together, being together, and it's been awesome. It's been so great. And I feel like maybe this is a new metric for before you propose to someone is, could you quarantine with them? I really do. And I feel like I have. Like, he's my best friend. So it's awesome. And having the time to wedding plan has been 2 thumbs up. It's been great.
Good. So you were, well, I suppose you were in the UK for a bit, weren't you? But you were due over for C2C. You were going to be on the main stage with Eric Pasley and Neil Towns, which sadly didn't happen, which you must have been super excited about because you love UK fans in Europe.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely. I hope that next year we can go back. I mean, I honestly have no idea no one knows what next year is going to look like, but we have high hopes, right? So I love London. I love the UK, and I just got to go to so many places that I've never been before. And you guys, the fans overseas, I mean, I love all my fans, but you guys are next level. You really are. And I feel the most appreciated there. I really do. You guys love music, and I'm so thankful for that.
Good. Arguably, it's a bit of a contentious issue, but women in country in the US maybe don't get as much attention as they should. Obviously, that's changing now. That's getting better. But is that one of the things that appeals to you about UK audiences? The fact that, we just accept the music regardless of who you are?
Yeah, I love that you just said regardless of who you are. Because in my mind, even growing up, I never listened to music with gender in mind. To me, a great song is a great song. Yeah. I didn't give a crap if it was a girl or a guy, if it was, to me, it was just, I listened to it because I loved it and it was relatable to me and I liked it. So, the whole women in country thing, I'm like, great music's great music and people are going to like it or they don't. So I'm always thankful if people like my music. I don't want to be liked just because I'm a girl, and I don't want to have a spotlight just because I'm a girl. I want to have a spotlight because I'm making great music, So I feel like you're absolutely right. UK fans, I feel like y'all don't care. Like, a great song's a great song. I feel appreciated. I think I would feel just as appreciated if I were a man, probably, hopefully, So.
And doesn't C2C around that time, doesn't that coincide with your birthday as well? Because I think you were first over here for your 21st, weren't you?
Yeah, so 2 years in a row I've gotten to spend my birthday overseas. So hopefully we'll make it 3 years in a row. How about that?
Make it a yearly thing. Just come over, March, whatever.
Heck yeah.
So if people are perhaps new to you or need to swat up on their Abby Anderson knowledge, take me back to growing up and how you got into music, because you're from a big family, aren't you?
Yes, big. If my family's not big, then, I don't know what is. No, I grew up in Texas, and music was just in our family. It's something that the Anderson kids did. So my parents put me in classical piano lessons when I was 5, and I hated them, Kevin. Which I was a very dramatic child. I know that's really hard to imagine. But I would complain all the time, and I would just tell my parents, I'm gonna die if I have to play classical music. Blah, you can't box in my creativity or whatever. And my mom quickly introduced me to Norah Jones, Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, just all the great piano players that I listened to, and that quickly changed my mind and my mindset about practicing piano. She's like, master the technique and then you'll be able to play like these guys. And I was like, okay. So ever since I was 5, it's just hit the ground running, and I'm very thankful I had an amazing piano teacher who taught me how to write my own music.
And was it always going to be country? Was there ever a chance you could go down another route at all? Or?
I think in the future, yeah, for sure in the future. I mean, I'm always going to be country. I don't know how to write anything else, but I love that we're kind of in this genre-less age, and there is no ceiling. There are no boxes. Hopefully one day maybe I can do a collab with whatever DJ. Like there's just so many options. As long as it's a good song, I'm open to anything. But yeah, growing up, I always wrote country. Country music was all I listened to. All my family listened to.
Who was playing in your house? Who was on the stereo?
Well, okay, that is just the yeah. When we're listening to music, like cooking, it was always country, but it was a mix of like my mom always had Linda Ronstadt or some like Mexican music playing, Spanish music when she was cooking. So it was always a mix of like country and then and soul, lots of soul, like the Temptations and throwback '60s, all that good stuff. And then my dad, when I was riding with him, it was always like U2 and Madonna and Celine Dion and all the great diva voices of our time. That was a good mix, yeah.
So are all your family musical? Like, are all your brothers and sisters heading towards that way, or?
Oh, it's funny. I always make this joke, and my family jokes about this with me, is all of my siblings are incredibly talented. I'm just the attention whore in the family. So I'm the one who just wanted to start performing and put on a show for people. I think my sisters are probably just a lot more comfortable with themselves and don't feel the need to perform. I just want to.
You've been performing from like a really young age, haven't you? I think I read on Google or something. You've been performing. You used to perform with like an adult male band and just.
Yes, around Texas. Since the time I was like 13, 14, I would just sing covers. We would go to gigs, go to bars, and yeah, I had 40, 50-year-old men playing bass. And that's what you found in Texas. Everybody's a musician in Texas, just about. And so yeah, I just found a bunch of dads who could play real well, and we made ourselves a little cover band. It was really fun.
Love that. Your name first properly got around, I think it's fair to say, with when you released Making Weight. And you made your debut at the Grand Ole Opry around that time as well, didn't you? Now, that's quite a contemporary message in like the writing, isn't it? But then it's written in such like an honest country way. Talk to me about performing the Opry, and what do you think it is about that song that kind of made, the stars align for you?
I honestly, Kevin, I ask myself all the time. I'm like, what is it about that song? I don't know. I think it was just something that I wrote that day that I didn't think twice about, honestly. I didn't even think I was going to cut it. I was like, oh, you know what? It'd be kind of cool if, like, Tim McGraw sang this, like, or a male. I didn't think about it. Yeah, sure. I was high expectations. Why not? I didn't think about for myself. And then my producer, Josh Kerr, took it into my label president, and he heard it. And everybody heard something I didn't, because that was just the way I was raised.
Say that again? You've got a big song and everyone's like, that needs to be the one.
I guess so. Apparently, I don't know what the heck is good.
But, let's not underplay that moment at the Opry in particular, because I've seen a clip on YouTube. Everyone was standing up. You got a standing ovation for that song. In such a house of music.
It was
incredible.
It was incredible, and it was extremely humbling. And if there's one moment, like, how people always talk about imposter syndrome or whatever with ours, if there was one moment that I felt like an imposter, it was that. My very first time stepping on the Opry stage. It's something that every country artist dreams about. It's something that I visualized in my mind from the time I was 6 years old. I just saw myself stepping on that stage, playing the piano, not knowing what song it was going to be, but I always knew I was going to sit down at the piano and play. And when people started standing up, I just looked at my management and label, and I was like, what the heck? Like, really? I don't get it. I really don't get it, but I'm thankful for it. I don't mean to downplay that moment. It was an incredible moment, but it took me a few times at the Opry to truly feel like I belonged there, and that to feel comfortable there,
Does it feel different playing on that stage to, say, any other shows at all? Or?
Absolutely. And hey, that's not to say, heck, every single show is a blessing. and every single show is fun, but there is a certain reverence in history at the Opry that you take into consideration every time.
Nice. So let's talk about your new single, which at the time of recording, it's out today. So it's called "We Go Together Like."
Yes.
So good. When it comes to your more upbeat numbers, I think this one might have topped it. I mean, I was a big fan of Guy Like You for ages. I think this one might have pipped it. Talk to me about the new single.
Wait, did you say pipped it?
Yeah.
Pipped it.
Yeah.
I like that. I love y'all slang.
You can have that.
I'm going to start saying that. This one pipped it. I love it.
Talk to me about the single.
I love it. Okay, sorry, I got sidetracked there. Did you ask me to tell you about We Go Together? Okay. Yeah. My goodness. I'm just getting lost in your eyes, Kevin.
Sorry.
That's what's happening. So we actually wrote this in 2018. I was on tour with Brett Eldridge, which, oh my gosh, was such an amazing tour. It was like my first big tour where I got a tour bus and I was feeling pretty cool, you know? And I had Josh Kerr and Jordan Mitten out on the road with me for a weekend. And we were like, it's almost the end of the year. We got to crank some songs out. Because I had been touring all year. I hadn't written a whole bunch besides Make Him Wait and a few others. But nothing that I was super excited about besides Make Him Wait. And so it was like the last weekend of tour. And in that same weekend, in 2 days, we had written I'll Still Love You, Flowers, We Go Together Like, and Good Lord.
Wow.
All in that one weekend. So it was a very productive weekend. We were just on fire. And it was like 2 a.m. I was so tired. It was after show. We were busing to the next city. And Josh and Jordan are in the back room starting something. And I hear this and I'm like, and I already was like humming the melody and everything. So I walk in there and we pulled an all-nighter and wrote that. And it was so fun. I probably should not have stayed up all night, but it's just when you get that feeling, it's like, oh, let's just write a song. And that was a quick one. That was like I think we had that done in about 45 minutes. It just kind of fell right out.
And why this single now? Because of everything going on, it must be so tricky to get the right one.
It is. I think we've just had it done. I mean, we've had that master recorded for a year now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Exactly. So it's like, let's just put it out because I can't tour. I want to put out music and keep feeding the fire. So it's just one of those, I think that's the beauty of this age is you really can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
put out a song when you want to, because why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
We've seen, well, you've mentioned all the songs there. We've seen a real change in like some of the styles of songs you've gone to. You've gone from kind of a sassy Abby to more of a romantic Abby.
Yeah.
Has being with Tyler changed the type of songs you write in a big way? Do you think?
Yeah, I think being with him, and I think it's just an age thing in general. I think when I was younger, 19, 20, I was dating a bunch and just having fun. And yeah, I honestly, I felt sassier. That's not to say the sass is gone. I think I'm 23 now and I just feel, I feel more at peace and calmer, if that makes sense. It's just, I think it's just growing up a little bit.
Nice. So let's talk about the engagement then. I mean, because you got some quite big media coverage for that, especially in the US.
Yeah.
For people that haven't seen, well, you explain it because Tyler took you on a canoe, didn't he, with flowers on?
He did. He knows I'm a romantic.
Super romantic.
So he killed it. I mean, he got the job done, you know. So but yeah,
What did you know?
Nothing. All I knew, I mean, we were quarantined at a lake house in Georgia with my big sister was there and a few of our friends. Kind of accidentally, we all got stuck together. And that morning, I mean, Kevin, I'd been in the same sweatshirt for like a month. Like, just kind of looking like crap. you know what I mean? I was living my life. I'm so used to getting glammed up every day. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is so nice to just not wear makeup and smell and look disgusting. And much to the detriment of everyone I was living with. But that morning, my big sister and her friend was like, Abby, we should take a photo shoot just for fun, just to kind of commemorate our quarantine crew. And I'm like, that is so dumb. No, like, I don't want to put makeup on. I don't want to get dressed, whatever. And they kept pushing and pushing and pushing me. And I'm like, fine. And long story short, the photo shoot was the proposal. And I had no idea. I literally had no idea. So.
Oh, so that's why the cameras were there. I was wondering how they got away with the cameras being there.
Oh yeah, they had gone to the quote unquote photo shoot site and were hiding in the trees and everything. And Tyler had picked me up to take me to go take pictures, I thought. And we were circling around this cove that we always canoe down, and I see a canoe there. And for some reason, I see like all this white stuff in it. And I thought it was like toilet paper and paper towels for some reason. Because in America, we were having a toilet paper shortage.
We had a toilet paper shortage.
You guys did too?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, why? I don't know. But I, for some reason, thought my first instinct was, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Someone put a bunch of toilet paper and paper towels in this canoe for people who are running short. And anyone, it's like I don't know, Kevin. I don't know. And then as we get closer, I see it's like pillows and it's decorated with white flowers. And then I thought, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Like, I told Tyler this, I was walking out, I'm like, that's so cute. Like, someone took their girl out on a date last night. How cute is that? And then I see there's like a bottle of champagne that's unopened. And then I was like, what the heck? Oh my gosh. So it took me a minute. Your girl's a little slow, but when I get there, it all works out. So.
And does that, I know a lot of songwriters find it easier to write, with sadness, but you seem to do really well just with genuine happiness.
No, I do. Well,
which is nice. It's almost like having a muse, I guess, isn't it?
It is funny that you say that because I can't tell you how many times I'll sit at my piano and start crying. And I don't know why. I can't. It's like the piano knows more than I do. I just sit down and start playing a melody. And what's so funny is I really do gravitate towards, when I'm writing alone, my melodies and songs are always really sad and deep. Not sad, but kind of melancholy and happy, sad feeling. And when I write with other people, I guess it depends what we're going for. Depends on my mood for the day. But I do tend to release the happier songs. I think in the future, I've got a lot of sad songs in my arsenal, but I think we'll release those. I don't know. Who knows when we'll release them? But they'll get out there. I think for the time being, what hurts putting out happy songs, right?
It's a good time for happy songs.
It's a good time for happy songs.
Do you have a general songwriting technique then, or do you like to mix it up? Or are you someone that sort of writes things I need to write? Or
yeah, every day's different. I mean, every single day I try to do something that feeds the creativity. So if it's, I'll write usually 3-4 days a week at most. If I'm writing 5 days a week, I think I just get kind of burned out and the songs aren't as quality as I'd like them to be. So when I'm not writing, even if it's sitting at the piano and coming up with a few melodies and then taking that into co-write, or, a thought pops in my head when I go for my morning little grandma walks. And every day I like to go for a walk and not listen to anything but my own thoughts. And I'll just write stuff down. And I do like sitting at the piano or guitar when I'm sad. Those always give me good ones.
They just won't get released.
They just won't get released. No one will hear them, but they're good.
So on this podcast, I always like to talk about the business side where possible.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to get your music out, but I know from what I've read and seen from you in the past, you want that success and you want people to hear it. Are you very goal-orientated on where you want to take your career? Like, do you have benchmarks, or are you kind of quite easy on that?
So funny you bring this up, because I feel like I have, especially because of this year, I have totally changed the way I think
really?
about my future and goal. Absolutely. I was raised in a home where we wrote down our goals and and the steps we're going to take to get them. I love goals. I think everybody needs direction. I've got my little vision board that I look at every day, and it's got sold out stadiums on there and this girl in this awesome purple bedazzled outfit. And just, I see that, and, all the records I want to sell and everything. And at the same time, who knows what's going to happen? I can hope that, but who knows, right? So I think what I've changed about this year, I just finished reading this book, Atomic Habits. Maybe you've heard of it. I'm sure someone listening has heard of it. But basically his whole thing is it's not so much about goals as it is the habits you place in your life every single day to get to those goals. So I could say, I have a goal of, for instance, I had the goal of playing the Grand Ole Opry. Well, I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have the habit of writing songs every single day, because you're not going to play that unless you got a great song. So I think this year has shifted my mindset into, in order to stay sane, to focus on the things I can control, which is creating every day, writing the best song I can every day. Whether it's even like filming a video for YouTube or, like you said, doing my little silver lining moments, focus on the things I can control. Because when I tend to think too far in the future, I get pretty discouraged. So I just try to focus on those little habits every day that I have control over.
Nice. I like that. Last few questions. What's next for you? Obviously, I guess you're going to try and promote the single in whatever way you can.
Exactly. I know. It's like, how? This is uncharted territory, baby. But it's fun. It's daunting, but it's also like, okay, let's figure it out. There's a new way. I think with every crisis comes the greatest inventions. So we'll see what happens.
Do you think you'll get another song out this year, or?
Maybe not this year. I think like next year for sure. I mean, I've got a lot of music ready to go. And at the same time, I kind of feel like, what's the rush? The world is so peaceful. I'm not peaceful, but at least still in a way at the moment. And I want to make sure that everything I put out is quality. I think that's what this year's taught me, is maybe it's not so much about quantity and content as it is of the quality of the content when you do release it.
So who are you listening to at the moment? Who's on your Spotify?
Oh my gosh, everyone. I really think that listening to music has taken on a whole new life for me. Because it used to be we were just going everywhere, and you listen to a song here. And now, like the other day, I was lying on my bathroom floor just listening to music, reading the words and lyrics like I did when I was 12. And it was so fun. Right now I'm listening to this girl, Katie Pruitt. She just put out a new album, and it's phenomenal. Her voice is insane. I'm listening to the new Kaylee Hammack album, to Neil Towns' album. It's so great. And I just love that, like, my friends in country are creating these amazing albums. It's awesome. Sasha Sloan, I love this new song she put out today. House with No Mirrors, I think is what it's called. But I listen to a little bit of everything. I'm always trying to find new stuff.
I love Kaylee Hammack. I think that could be my album of the year so far.
I agree.
I spoke to her a couple of weeks ago. I love her. She's so good.
Oh my gosh. She's such a little ball of light. She's just I always call her, I'm like, you're like this red light in my life. But the good kind of red light. It's a ball of red light, I love it.
I'm sure she'll be so happy you've described her as that.
Yeah, maybe. I meant that as a compliment, Kaylee. That's a compliment.
Well, hopefully we'll see you in the UK sooner rather than later. That will be in well. I mean, who's to know? But I
hope so too. I'm praying for it. I really am. I think it's all going to be okay, though.
Abby, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, mister. You take care, okay?
Thanks.
Abby Anderson there. She was as lovely as I'd hoped for. We had a great chat prior to recording. If you've not heard her music before, do go check her out. She's brilliant. Abby's new single, We Go Together Like, is out now to stream in all the usual places. If you like this podcast, please do like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff wherever you listen to pods. It really does help massively. You can find the show wherever you listen to podcasts, and the show is on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, all using the handle Total Country Pod. If you want to contact the show, please do drop an email to totalcountrypod@gmail.com. My guest next time will be Holloway Road, but that's next time. So until then, I've been Kevin, you've been great. Thanks for listening, keep it country, bye for now.